And firstly, how difficult is that loss to take?
Yeah, it's hard. We managed to score in the second half after that goal in set pieces near the half time, and then it's harder for us to go and press a little bit high, but we managed to do it. We score. I think we had the best chances in the game. Sometimes we drop a little bit the lines to be comfortable, but in the end the penalties can go both ways, and today was not our day.
You made a lot of changes, but your bench was depleted. Did you feel you had enough from the team to get you through the 90 and then extra time and penalties?
It's important to say that with the substitutions, we had our chance to win the game. We were compact. We fight for the game, and that is the most important thing.
And why do you think those chances aren't coming off for your players up front?
I think we are better in the first ball and the second ball, and then Garna sometimes is not in the right position to defend, but in the perfect position for transition, and we know that and try to use that. And I think it's also sometimes the quality of the players. Bruno, also Casemiro, Josh is improving a lot. The connection, is fighting for every ball. It's running all the pitch, so it's the quality of the players that help us to create more chances.
And how do you cope when something goes to penalties? What do you do from the sideline when sometimes it's toss of a coin, isn't it?
I try to relax the players, and they know that we need to is something that is technical, but also is the moment. You have to be relaxed, confident, and is that we try to do before the penalties.
And look, it's been a tough start to your Manchester United managerial career. What does this loss and going out of the FA Cup, and as holders in particular, what do you think that does to this team?
The goal is to win the Premier League. So I know that we are losing games and losing trophies during this season, but the goal is to win the Premier League again. I don't know how long it's going to take, but that is our goal. If you think like that, we can suffer a little bit in these defeats, a lot sometimes, but we have a goal, so we continue to, no matter what, you continue forward.
Do you sense from the first 3 months, do you have a sense on how long that might take?
No, it's impossible to know. But you start understanding, I think the players are better. We understand better the league. We know what to do with the squad, what is the future, and we'll see in the future.
And then finally, even more importance on that trip in Europe this week?
Yes, it's really important, but we have to recover the players, try to push for the other players that are out, because like you saw today, they were really tired, and then we have in 3 days to a game, then again here at Old Trafford against Arsenal 2 days after. So we have to cope with that, just a lot of videos, recovery, and we will be ready for the game.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sarah Mulcairn's posing the questions there. He's talking about the long term, and I think he's almost got a free hit there, isn't he, this season, in a sense, because they've brought him in. It's not his team. It's not a team that can play, actually, really, in the style that he wants. So he needs time. Do you think he'll get it?
Yeah, I do think he'll get it, and I think it's not a free hit, because I think you'd expect a bit more from Manchester United than what we're seeing since he's been in. It's very difficult to come in during the season and not have his pre-season to implement his plans with the team, but he has to look to the future and moving forward. And how can he, firstly, he says win the Premier League, how can he compete to get a bit further up the table? I think that's the next step for them, but ultimately the goal moving forward over the next few years is to try and do that.
You had, sorry, Mike, you had a little go, obviously you've had a few goes at management. Ultimately, you can only deal with what you've got as players, isn't it? Isn't it about the talent on the pitch? You can only do so much.
Yeah.
However much you know the game, however great a player you are, however strong a management are, the best managers are the ones that got the best players.
Yeah, of course. I don't think that's normal, but I think the issue maybe of looking too far ahead is what we're seeing over the last 10, 15 years is managers are not getting that time.
No.
So you have to be a little bit selfish as a manager and say, okay, if I don't do it now, then I might not get that time. And maybe, I think that is a little bit naive to say we're looking to win the Premier League, because from where they are now, they're a long way off that.
Miles off.
Yeah, but you've been inside the club, Man United, obviously a huge club. But what's happened? Why has there been such a fall off? You've been in the dressing room, you've played with the players, you know what it's like to be successful for Man United. How can it go from winning trophy after trophy to then now we're talking about people talking about relegation battle?
I have no idea. I think since Alex Ferguson left, David Gill left. I think they've tried various different managers, some top managers as well in terms of obviously Mourinho, Van Gaal, David Moyes, very experienced manager. Everyone's been in and tried to get more out the players, out the team, and obviously we're seeing changes off the pitch with Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos coming in, and a lot of speculation of different changes with the staff, with certain things around the club. So I think everyone's a little bit on edge. I think certainly now, but over the last 10 years, there's been a slow decline of the football club, and they just need to try and get some consistency in what they're doing, whether that's with the manager, with the process, recruitment, and how they want to try and move forward. And I think
key, isn't it?
if they get that right, then they will start to get better. But
I think you could even go back to, you talked about when Alex Ferguson left and stuff, but if you look at Liverpool now, they've got a new manager in Arne Slot, and it's testament to how Jurgen Klopp left the club in a really good state.
And the structure above him.
And the structure above is really good. That probably wasn't the case at the end of Sir Alex Ferguson's reign. I know they won the league that season, but it wasn't their best side. And a lot of their players, a lot of their great players, were coming to the very ends of their careers. And then I think from there, they've had problems. The academy wasn't delivering the players that they were before and stuff like that.
But even
knock-on effect.
But they could go and buy the best in class. Because Man United was still a draw because of its success and its history.
But the recruitment's not been good.
The recruitment's been poor, and also now what the problem United have got, and the new manager's PSR. That you can want to get rid of 6 or 7 and bring in 4 or 5, and you might even be able to entice them in. But if you haven't got the capability of doing it financially because of PSR, you're then trying to put this jigsaw together that's really difficult to do.
When you say recruitment, though, Dan, what do you mean by that? Because the players that they've bought in have normally done well. See, Anthony Ajax, he did really well. He's going on loan now. He's doing well. You see McTominay going to Napoli, doing well. And that's why I asked you, alluded to that before. Is it the pressure of Man United that some of the players can't deal with?
Yeah, there's certainly a big pressure, but going back to recruitment, Manchester United have spent a lot of money over the last 10 years. Yeah. And I think what they've done, the structure hasn't been there because a certain manager hasn't had a long period of time to put that in place, or the club haven't put that structure of what they want in place. So they're buying players, like we see 90 million on Lukaku, on Pogba, all these players coming in as individuals, and it looks like there hasn't been a long-term plan to have this way of playing, this style, this identity of how we want to play. And then we see a new manager come in who wants his own way of playing, like we're seeing now Manchester United going to a back 3. So every time that's starting to move forward a little bit, it gets ripped up again, and because you've got a different style and different.
Well, you should applaud that then. If he's sticking by his principles, that's what you want. Because
it's whether the club sticks by their principles of having him.
I think one of the problems, though, Gary, is the fact that you hear the reports that Man United have to sell to bring players in.
That's what I'm saying.
And that is a difficult part. Normally, historically, Man United could go buy the best players.
And the other thing, even if he gets all the backing in the world and he wants to play this system and he's financially able to bring in players, I'm not sure that system can win the Premier League against the type of teams he's coming up against. It might be more competitive in another season, but I don't think playing that way. Only one team have won the Premier League playing that way, and that was Chelsea. And let's not forget who they had in the middle of the pitch. They had Matic and Kante.
Yeah, exactly.
And they also had Costa and Hazard up the top, which is a bit different.
Well, they've got much better players overall than Manchester United.
But when you're trying to, go and win the Premier League, as the manager's saying there, you need to be in a stable position to bring the best players in. And if I'm a player playing in a different country or in a different club, Manchester United come to try and sign me now, I'm looking, thinking, I'm not sure. You the top players want Champions League football, and unfortunately, that's not where the club are at.
Well, say if you're at Everton now and they come in for you back in, and they're in this position, but you've also got Man City and whoever else coming. You're looking now, and you're.
Thanks, James.
When I signed for United, United were actually in transition there with, Chelsea were dominating at that period. Arsenal, then Chelsea were. So we were in transition when I signed, and the big reason why I signed was Alex Ferguson. But because you knew that he'd get it right and he'd build up that team again where it's hard to see that now.
It maybe needs a dominant figure like that. And it'd be interesting if Amorim is that in time, whether he'd be given that time. But we'll see. We should also probably mention Fulham, because this is the earliest that Manchester United have exited the FA Cup as holders since 1997. But Fulham will be delighted. I know it's through penalties, but another away victory for your former club, Danny.
Well, I don't think anybody will care how they've done it. You need a bit of luck sometimes along the way when you win any cup. The club's moving forward really nicely. The stadium's developed. The training ground's better than it's ever been. Everything at the club is moving forward, and Marco Silva is a big factor in that. He's stabilised the club in the Premier League. The recruitment's been good. Winning a trophy, or even getting to Wembley, because they haven't done that for a long time.
Final, that is Fulham Palace.
It's a big
derby.
It's a big, and there's a bit of rivalry there, but it's a game they can win. And then you never know, do you? With all the big
Palace
teams
will be
out.
thinking the same.
Of course they will.
Yeah.
Of course they will. But Fulham fans have been starved of any success for a long time.
What a job Marco Silva.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. You'll know more than me. Watch Fulham more than me. But it's just everything he does seems to be meticulous. I think the one worry is that the squad's getting a little bit older now. I think the average age is 27. You want to get young players on for that resale value, but he's done an astonishing job. He really has, and he keeps to improving season on season. He sort of gets players who people were sort of saying they're not good enough at other clubs.
On the periphery.
And then they come in, and then he believes in them. We talked about Adama Traore. He seen the development. He didn't have the best of games today. Anthony Robertson has proved 10 assists, we mentioned earlier on.
He's a good coach. He improves people.
And that's what you want. We talk about, we'll go back to Amorim, but as well, you have to be able to coach, and that's what Marco Silva is doing. He's getting the best out of the players available to him.
Yeah.
I was actually fortunate to spend a couple of hours with him last season, talking to
That
him.
was boring.
For him.
For you. Yeah, not him, you. Boring him to death.
But listening to him, he was so passionate, and they didn't feel like that was a manager who's looking to go on to. He was really engrossed and ingratiated himself within the club to try and improve it and stabilise it. And I think you can see it. The players are really on board with what he's trying to do.
Yeah, and they're getting results. I mean, top half of the Premier League is good going for a club like Fulham, isn't it?
It's great, but it's also the way in which they do it. I know it wasn't great today, and it was sloppy, but the majority of games Fulham have played this season have been high energy, front foot, and creative football.
Well, perfectly timed, because we can hear from Marco Silva himself. He's with Sarah.
Well, Marco, your team are into the quarter-finals, but gosh, do they have to fight for that?
Yes, definitely. You cannot achieve nothing so important. In a great place to come to play football if you don't fight really hard. And our players, they fought really. In some moments we showed a very good quality too in our football. Our identity was there. A bit better second and extra time than first half. So we're not so at our level, but after that we sorted some things at half time, and the team much better. We start to find always Sanderberg alone, and from that moment we built really well our attacking moments. A little bit lack of decision, the right decision in the third attack, but the way the team plays second half and all the extra time make me really proud, because it's our identity, is what we want, to come here to be the most dominant team and to take the game for their half is not easy to do, knowing that Man United love to have the open space to counter-attack. But we were brave and we did it. It's our way, and I have to congratulate the players. And of course, was a big fight, chances for both sides, and the penalty showed out the composure. I love it, the composure of our players, the confidence of our players, and Berno after did this job.
Yeah, a special mention for him and the 2 saves that he was able to make to get you through.
Definitely, but the other guys is really important. Bern got even more confidence to be decisive, because Raul, Sander, William and Robinson, they did it perfect. Great composure for all of them, and after Bern did his part as well, and we are really pleased for them. All the rest of them now, they are with a smile on their faces. I know that Fulham fans, they are really proud of the team. We promised them that we came here to fight and to match the Man United team, and to do everything to be in the quarters final. Now we are there. We are going to rest. In the right timing after the international break, we have a big game at home.
Did you feel you could have won it in normal time or extra time?
I think yes. I know that they had chances. But overall, looking to the game, I think we were the best team on the pitch. They had chances because every time they won the ball, Garnacho, with the pace that he has, the quality that he has, start to create a little bit more problems for us. Apart that was our team on the ball, dominating the game, and we had our chances clear. And I think overall, looking to the game, we deserve to be in the next stage.
Crystal Palace then in the quarterfinals.
Yes, I just knew now. Yes, it's going to be a great battle between two good sides. They have been in a great form away from home. It's a shootout moment. We want to be stronger than them. They won 15 days ago at Craven Cottage. Went to write different story. And it's going to be a very good game. London Derby. Everything what the fans they love as well to be able to play at home in a London Derby quarters final of FA Cup.
Congratulations
Thank you
today.
very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, gents, thanks for your time. I think that's the perfect way to finish because I think Marco just might win Fulham, finally, some silver. Goodbye.